Open your Instagram or TikTok right now. Search for survival gear. You will see thousands of videos featuring massive tactical knives, complex water filtration systems, and backpacks that cost more than a used car. The survival industry is a marketing machine. It sells you the fantasy that if you buy enough expensive gear, you become invincible. They sell you gadgets that look cool in a photo shoot, but fail miserably when you are actually cold, wet, and terrified. Real survival isn't about looking like a special forces operator. It is about physics. It is about thermodynamics. It is about keeping your body temperature at 98.6 degrees when the world wants to drop it to 0. Most people pack their bug-out bags with items that are heavy, complicated, and useless. There is one specific item, tool number 1 on this list, that costs less than 50 cents. It is arguably the most ugly, boring thing you can buy at a hardware store. But search and rescue experts agree that this single item saves more lives than a $500 survival knife. If you don't have one in your pocket when you step into the woods, you are prioritizing fashion over function. In this video, we are stripping away the tactical nonsense. We are throwing out the gadgets and focusing on the 5 boring, everyday tools that actually matter when things go wrong. Let's start with the item I just mentioned. Tool number 1, the heavy-duty Contractor trash bag. I am not talking about the flimsy white kitchen bags. I'm talking about the thick, black 55-gallon bags used by construction crews to haul drywall. Here's the science. The number 1 killer in the wilderness is not starvation, and it is not dehydration. It is hypothermia. You can die from exposure in 3 hours. If you are lost and a storm hits, you do not have time to build a log cabin. You might not even have the fine motor skills to set up a tent. A contractor bag is an instant life support system. You cut a hole for your face, pull it over your body, and sit down. You have just created a waterproof, windproof barrier. The bag traps your body heat, creating a warm microclimate instantly. It stops the wind, known as convection, and keeps you dry. It can be a raincoat, a sleeping bag cover, a ground mat, or a water container. It weighs nothing, it costs nothing, and unlike a survival blanket, it doesn't tear when you move. This brings us to tool number 2, the myth of the fire starter. If you watch survival shows, you see the host struggling with a bow drill or using a fancy ferrocerium rod to throw sparks onto a bird's nest of dried grass. It looks impressive. But here's the reality check. When you are in a survival situation, your hands will likely be numb. Your dexterity will be gone. You will be shaking from adrenaline and cold. Trying to catch a spark on damp tinder with frozen fingers is nearly impossible. Tool number 2 is a standard full-size Bic lighter. Forget the windproof matches. Forget the magnifying glass. You want an immediate open flame. A lighter gives you thousands of strikes. It requires 1 thumb to operate. Now, survivalists will scream, but what if it gets wet? What if it runs out of fuel? This is why you carry 2. 1 in your pocket to keep the gas warm, and 1 in your bag wrapped in duct tape. Even if a lighter runs out of fuel, the spark wheel can still ignite cotton balls or tinder. Do not let your ego kill you. You don't get extra points for starting a fire the hard way. You just get dead. Now let's talk about water. You have seen these survival straws that let you drink directly from a puddle. They are cool gadgets, but they have a fatal flaw. If the temperature drops below freezing, the water inside the filter expands and cracks the ceramic element. You won't know it's broken until you drink from it and get giardia or cryptosporidium. Tool number 3 is a single-walled metal cup or pot. Notice I said single-walled. Do not use an insulated Yeti cup. You need a plain steel or titanium vessel. Why? Because boiling is the only method of water purification that is 100% effective 100% of the time. It kills viruses, bacteria, and parasites. It never runs out of batteries. It never clogs. But the metal cup does something else that a filter cannot do. It helps you regulate your core temperature. Drinking cold water in a survival situation lowers your core heat. With a metal cup and your Bic lighter, you can make hot water. Consuming hot liquid is one of the fastest ways to fight hypothermia and boost morale. A filter just gives you water. A metal cup gives you a hot meal. This brings us to tool number 4, the ultimate repair kit. You might be expecting me to say paracord. Paracord is great, but there is something better. Tool number 4 is a roll of Gorilla Tape or high-quality duct tape. In an emergency, things break. Your jacket tears, leaking heat. Your boot sole delaminates. Your shelter leaks. You don't have time to weave a net or tie complex knots. You need a fix right now. Duct tape is also a medical device. If you get a deep cut, you can use strips of tape to make butterfly stitches to close the wound. If you twist an ankle, you can tape over the boot to create a splint. If you get a blister, the hiker's enemy, duct tape reduces the friction and lets you keep walking. Wrap 20 feet of tape around your lighter or your water bottle. It takes 0 space, but it solves 100 problems. Finally, we arrive at the most overlooked tool in survival history. Imagine you have fallen into a ravine. You have a broken leg. You are at the bottom of a slope hidden by bushes. Search and rescue teams are looking for you. They are 500 yards away. You scream for help. They don't hear you. You scream again. Here's the physiological trap. The human voice is weak. It is low frequency and gets absorbed by trees and snow. Furthermore, screaming requires massive amounts of energy. After 2 hours of yelling, your vocal cords will shred. You will lose your voice completely. You will see the rescuers walking away, and you will be unable to make a sound. Tool number 5 is a high-decibel whistle. A whistle cuts through the sound of wind, rain, and rushing water. It's a high-frequency, piercing sound that travels much further than a human shout. It requires almost 0 energy to use. You can blow a whistle even if you are exhausted, dehydrated, or injured. The international distress signal is 3 blasts. Keep this whistle around your neck on a lanyard. If you fall and get separated from your pack, that whistle is your only link to the outside world. Let's recap the boring 5 loadout. 1. A Contractor trash bag for instant shelter. 2. A Bic lighter for instant fire. 3. A metal cup for boiling and warmth. 4. Duct tape for repairs and first aid. 5. A whistle for signaling. Total cost, about $20. Total weight, less than 1 pound. This kit isn't sexy. You won't look cool showing it off to your friends. But if you are actually stranded on the side of a mountain, these 5 items cover the rule of 3s. They protect you from the air, they keep you warm, and they keep you hydrated. The survival industry wants you to be a consumer. Nature requires you to be a realist. Stop buying gear for a fantasy war and start packing tools for reality. Check your pockets. Do you have a lighter? Do you have a whistle? If not, fix it today. If you found this reality check helpful, hit the like button so the algorithm pushes this information to people who need to hear it. Don't rely on luck. Rely on physics. Stay safe, stay prepared, and thanks for watching.